You're not lazy, you're intimidated. You do not need to feel like you're a lazy person in this life. You are intimidated, you're overwhelmed, and that's okay, but we're gonna get you out of it. There's always a root to our laziness. I never think it's just lazy. I'm being lazy. Why are you being lazy though? You think you're being kept safe, but you're still scared. That doesn't make any sense. You think, oh, I'm gonna keep myself safe by not doing the thing. But the reason that you're not doing the thing is because you're scared. So either way, you're gonna be scared, so you might as well do it. Welcome to Waves Unleashed, and I'm about to unleash some waves on you. Hold on. Okay, wait, we need to take a second. We need to take a minute and we need to just have a moment in silence for your mindset. A moment in silence for your mindset. It's about to leave this realm. We're going to replace it with something else. I'm so sorry it has to go, because how dare you call yourself lazy when you're not lazy? You're not lazy. You're intimidated, and you've been lying to yourself, and we need to fix that right now. You're not about to get up every single day and think, oh my gosh, I'm so lazy, and we're going to get you out of that. So, okay, we've got some stuff to talk about. So let's get into it. Hello, my wavy little angels. If you're new to this channel and you don't know who I am, I'm a motivational YouTuber. I went from being insecure and lazy, and now I'm confident and wavy, and I just want to help everyone else do the same. So let's talk about it. Are you someone who easily tells yourself, I'm a very lazy person? You have this idea about yourself where you tell yourself that you're a lazy person. You say, I can't get things done. It's too much for me. You know, I just like to procrastinate. I'm not a very productive person. You say all these things. You're lying, and I'm not about to have you do that, because in reality it's very rare for people to be lazy. A lot of the time we're not actually that. We're something else. A lot of the time we're something else, and we're just lying to ourselves, and we need to ask ourselves the question so that we can come through to the other side and start making progress, start being productive, start sticking to our goals, going towards our dreams and manifesting our dream life. If that's what you want, then you need to get real with yourself right now and stop telling yourself you're lazy. You'd be surprised how many times you think you're being lazy but you're actually not. I think it's a mindset shift that you need to make, because when you start using words like that, you start to think that it's just a character trait within yourself. You're lazy. You don't know how to get out of this. Oh, I'm being lazy. Why are you being lazy though? Those are the real questions that you need to ask yourself, because when you ask yourself why you're being quote unquote lazy, you'll realize you're not actually being lazy. You're being something else, and that something else is often, let's talk about it. Okay, firstly, what I want you to do is think about something that you've been putting off a lot lately. What's something in your head? We all have something in our lives right now that we're putting off. Maybe it's a business that you want to start. Maybe it's an idea that you have to, put yourself out there online, or maybe you want to start a new gym, or maybe you want to join a new course, some sort of life thing that you've been putting off, or some big task. You keep putting it off. We all have these things in our life. We've all got a million things we're thinking about in the day, and even if you don't have those priorities right now, you have ideas. We all have things. We think, what if? Oh no, I'm too lazy to do that. What is it right now? Take a second and think. Now, when you come to that conclusion of the thing that you're being lazy about, like for me, for example, I could think, I have a business that I've been working on. I spent months and months preparing for it. Then it came to actually launching it. I kind of took a little bit of a step back when it came to actually launching the business. And I would tell myself, I'm being lazy, I'm not posting it up. But I met up with my friend the other day and we had a conversation. In this conversation, I realized the way I was talking about it, I prepared everything for my business, I'm ready to launch, and now why can't I do it? I'm not being lazy, I'm prepared. What I really am is I'm overwhelmed, and I'm starting to self-doubt myself. And after this conversation with my friend, I came back away from it. I put more effort into this business again recently. I started putting effort to make content to, really promote it. And I realized that once I got past that little feeling of being overwhelmed and self-doubt, and I went over that, I'm starting to be productive again. So I wasn't lazy, I was overwhelmed, I was intimidated. That is the word. I was intimidated. So really ask yourself, are you really lazy? What's this thing you're thinking about right now? I think you are overwhelmed and you're intimidated, and it's scaring you. It's scaring you to take that first step to maybe start that business. What do we need to do? When I was writing my dissertation for university, there was a point where I was just putting it off for months, and I was telling myself, I'm gonna get it done. I wasn't being lazy, I was overwhelmed at all the work that I had to do. I was overwhelmed at all the research and stuff. But when I broke it down, that's when it got easier, which is a point I'm going to get into in a minute. And one thing I'm going to say is, you might have an example, like say, I didn't do my laundry, or I didn't do the washing up. Now in that sense, you can say, okay, maybe I was lazy. I'm talking more about big life goals. In that sense, maybe you were lazy. But in another sense, there is a part of you that is intimidated in that situation. You're intimidated at how much time it's going to take you to go and do the dishes. You feel overwhelmed. You're probably stressed. You think it's going to take ages. But have you ever done something like that, for example, like doing the dishes, and then you go and do it and you're like, oh, that was actually very easy. You were overwhelmed. You were intimidated by the act of doing this. So sometimes it can be very big things in our life, but sometimes we apply this to very small mundane things, like making our bed in the morning. You feel intimidated, like it's too much. So I really don't believe in this whole thing of like, you're just a lazy person. I say this a lot on my channel where I say, I went from being lazy to wavy. What I really mean when I say that, I use that as a word, but at its core, the meaning behind it is that I went from being intimidated and insecure, because I always say lazy and insecure, to wavy and confident. Because when you stop being lazy, a lot of the time you also also stop being insecure. I really believe this, because lazy isn't what you think it is. Confident people, they go out and do things. Have you noticed that? A lot of these confident people, truly confident people, not fake confident, they are not very lazy, because it's actually the self-belief that they have. So when you're actually lazy, what are you? You're really just insecure. You're really overwhelmed, and you're insecure in that moment that you can't get that done, but you can. And now there are times where we might actually genuinely be a little bit lazy, but I think that this is actually a lot more rare than we think, like I said. Okay, so once you've realized that you're not actually lazy in this situation, the thing that you don't want to do, you're scared, you're intimidated, you don't have the confidence in yourself to actually apply yourself, to think that you can get it done. So the next point is realize that putting off this thing that you want to do in your life, this idea that you have, this thing that you're telling yourself that you're too lazy to do, putting that off is actually making you more stressed. You think you're keeping yourself safe. I talk about this all the time. We have all these behaviors that try to keep us safe, but you saying, oh, I'm too lazy, I can't do it, you're actually, one, blocking your blessings, because you're not giving yourself enough self-belief and confidence to back up the ideas that you have. When I have an idea, I go ahead and do it, even if I feel overwhelmed. Let me tell you something. I had an idea to start this channel only last year, sitting there. It was beginning of November. I was sitting there and I was literally like, I might start a channel. I like talking in front of the camera, and I went and did it. It wasn't just an idea. And let me tell you something. I was overwhelmed. I've never done so much of this. I usually just do music online, singing, but I put myself out of my comfort zone because I thought, you know what, if I have an idea, I'm going to go ahead and do it. And there were days where I didn't want to make videos. And let me tell you something. There's been times where I have not posted videos in months, and I would tell myself, oh, I'm too lazy to post. Realistically, I was overwhelmed and I was doubting myself because I wasn't getting the engagement that I wanted on here. I wasn't actually being lazy. I was being intimidated. So you need to really understand that a lot of the time when we think we're lazy, we're not actually lazy. We're very scared. So putting it off is actually blocking your blessings even more. You know why? Because you're sitting in that scared emotion. You're sitting in that overwhelmed emotion and you're not doing anything about it. So how is that helping you in any way? How is that keeping you safe? You think you're being kept safe, but you're still scared. That doesn't make any sense. You think, oh, I'm going to keep myself safe by not doing the thing. But the reason that you're not doing the thing is because you're scared. So either way, you're going to be scared. So you might as well do it, because now you can stop telling yourself, oh, I'm lazy, I'm not doing anything about it. Go ahead and do it. And if you fail, at least you're making some progress. At least you're doing something. And that's going to make you much more of a confident person. You need these things in life. You need to push yourself to be more confident. So realize that what you're doing by not doing it is not helping you. Okay, the next point is break it down. So what do I need to do to get to where I want to be? Now, this could apply to anything. This could be, you want to make your bed, right? What's the first thing you need to do? You need to get up out the bed. Then what do you need to do? Lift up the covers, put it back down. Then you need to put the pillow on the bed. Break it down slowly so that it becomes more easier in your mind. When you overwhelm yourself, of course you're going to want to be lazy. Of course you're not going to want to do it, and that's going to result in lazy behaviors. But when you actually break it down and realize, what's the first thing I need to do? Like, for example, this video, I'm very tired, I'm not feeling very well today, and it's so hot. When I tell you it's so hot, and I have to close my window to film, so I'm in a very hot room right now. But I tell myself, what's the first thing I need to do? Okay, I need to put the light up, then I need to put the stand up, then I need to put my phone in it. Once it's all set up, it's already ready to go, so I might as well film the video now. Oh, but now I need to put a little script down for the video, so I write a little script quickly. It's just like breaking it down, and then bam, I'm here. Now I'm here. I'm not going to be lazy, am I? Because I'm already in front of the camera, so there's no point me going back now. That's just a waste of time. If anything, now I'm too lazy to put it all back. I might as well do it. Do you know what I mean? Just shift your mindset from, oh my god, it's too much, and realize that you may feel anxious. I feel anxious a lot of the time when I want to do certain things, but it's just about breaking it down, and you will take away the intimidation. Like yesterday, I created a whole content schedule, content calendar for this, for my business, and like how I have to run two things at the same time, and I was feeling very overwhelmed. I didn't want to do it at some points, and I felt like, let's not be lazy. But then I reminded myself, no, I'm not lazy, I'm being intimidated. And what do I need to do? Break it down. What's the first day? What's the content I need to do for that day? What's the second day? Break it down, and you will realize it's a lot easier. So even if you feel anxious, do it anyway, because you will build up your confidence the more that you expose yourself to these things, which leads me to the next point, which is exposure. You need to expose yourself to these situations that you feel like you're being lazy about. And these could be the smallest things. Maybe you're too lazy to shower because you're overwhelmed. You think it's going to take long. You think it's going to stress you out. Then you need to think about drying your hair. This is a lot of the time with people with depression or mental health issues or anything that anyone's going through. There's so many different things that we can apply lazy to. But I often think a lot of the time we are just intimidated, scared, overwhelmed, or stressed out, or exhausted. But there's always a root to our laziness. I never think it's just lazy. Even if you're sick, then you're sick. Say, you know, you went out really late the night before, and then the next day you don't want to do anything. You're not lazy. It's because you went out late the night before. You're exhausted. There's always a root to that laziness that you call it. So we might use these words here on this channel like lazy. Like I say, I was lazy, but I know that I was so much more than that. There was so much that I needed to unpack to stop being lazy. I couldn't just tell myself, right, let's stop being lazy now. It's right, why am I being lazy? Let's really get to the root cause. What can I do about this? Why am I feeling this way? Oh, I'm overwhelmed. That's the real emotion. And how am I going to deal deal with being overwhelmed. I need to break it down. I need to expose myself to the situation. So you need to go head on, do it. Even if you feel anxious, I'm not going to tell you that you're not going to feel anxious, but you're going to feel so much better, because like I said in the second point, you're still going to feel bad by not doing it, because you're going to feel like you're a lazy person. No one confident in this life, truly confident, is walking around going, I'm lazy, oh, I'm lazy, I don't get things done. They tell themselves, oh, I go ahead and try. And the last point is, when you see the results, you will see the power of fighting against being intimidated. So when you fight against this feeling of intimidation and you go ahead and do all the things that I've said, you will start to see results. For example, there's been times where I've been lazy and I won't want to film a video. I go ahead and film a video, and then the video does really well. One of my videos that she got 15,000 views on here, helped my channel grow a lot, and that was from me just telling myself, let's go ahead and do it. And that was a day where I was feeling lazy. I was feeling overwhelmed and intimidated, and like, what's the point? This channel isn't growing. But then look, 15,000 views. So you're always one thing away from just not being intimidated and going ahead and exposing yourself. Then you'll see results. And what does that do now? Now, even if I don't get a view, I think about the result I got last time, and I'm like, okay, well, this shows that there are results in me exposing myself to being intimidated. There are results that come with that. It's come with it in the past. So even if it hasn't come in the last few videos, it will come if I stay consistent, if I don't let the feeling of being overwhelmed and doubting myself get to me. So here I am again, posting, showing you that you do not need to feel like you're a lazy person in this life. You are intimidated, you're overwhelmed, and that's okay, but we're going to get you out of it. So if you want to become a more confident and self-assured person and go from being lazy and insecure to wavy and confident, then you need to subscribe to this channel. Welcome to Waves Unleashed, and I've just unleashed some waves on you.